Hello everyone, my name is Tim Brown. Welcome to my Apple Podcast. For this episode, I want to feature an application made for the iPad, but also for the Mac, and it's called ColorMixer by Ricardo R. Silva. The application is great for preschool on up, especially if you want to teach young kids how to mix colors and to have fun drawing and painting. So let's go ahead and open up the application. So right away, I'm provided with a template very common to what you might find in a coloring book. And you have a lot of options to choose from. For example, if you press on the picture icon along the bottom, you can actually browse through 2 pages of templates that you can choose from. You also have the option to create a drawing using your freehand. So instead of doing this one, you just start with a blank document. But I'm going to start with a template just so you can get a sense of how this application works. Okay, so let's begin. On the top left, you see that there's a mirror image of the drawing that you're about to work on. Under there are your brush tools. This is where you can drop color in or use a freehand tool to manually add colors. And then you have your palette of colors. You have brown, white, blue, yellow, and red. And underneath that is a little bowl. This is your mixing bowl. This is how you're going to mix your colors. Below are the settings for how you determine how much color you want to add. Do you want to add 50% of a color to your mixture, or do you want to be more subtle about it and add a lower percentage? So I'm actually going to take the percentage down to, let's say, and I'm just going to go as low as I can. Well, this is 20%. That's fine. So I'm going to take my mixtures down to 20%. So let's just say I begin with blue, and I want to add blue to the sky. Blue is already selected, so I'm going to tap on the bowl, and the blue pigment is added to the bowl. But let's say, for example, I don't want the sky to be that dark. I want it to be more like mid-afternoon, and I'd rather the sky be a very light blue. So I'm going to select the white bucket, and I'm just going to tap on my mixture. And you can see a little bit of white has been added to the mixture, but only 20%. So I'm going to add another one, and then another one. And now I have the sky that I want. So I'm just going to go ahead and just tap into the sky area. And you can see that area fills in automatically. And so let's just say I want to add a nice sun to that little yellow circular shape that's in the sky. Instead of adding yellow to the blue, I'm just going to hit the X symbol, which just takes the color right out. And then I'm going to select the yellow bucket and then add that to my mixing tool. And again, I don't want to have pure yellow. I just want to just add a little bit of white, 20%, to make it a little lighter than the original hue. And I'm going to add that to the sun, and so forth. And that's how you build up your drawing. And with the subtle variations that you get from adding little bits of color, the color mixing bowl actually becomes a very attractive feature. Now let's say you want to begin a drawing and you want it to be freehand. So that's when you select the next tool. And if you're using a freehand tool, you want to use the other tools next to it. For example, this is what controls the size of the brush. And this is what controls the amount of pigment that you want to add. So let's just say I wanted to add some blue to the sky, similar to the other drawing we were working on. I want to make sure that my brush is the largest possible because I want to cover a large area at a time. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of yellow and just add blue, and likewise add it so that the sky is a little lighter. Then I'm going to proceed with my finger by just adding blue to the sky manually. So this really becomes in handy for young children as they're developing, where they're slowly beginning to improve their eye-hand coordination. So I'm going to go ahead and just create a little wave there. And likewise, if you wanted to go ahead and create green, and this is what's so beautiful about ColorMixer, is that you can actually mix them the way you would if you had an actual palette. So let's just say I'll go ahead and start with blue, but I really want green for the grass down below. So blue and yellow make green. So I'll choose the yellow. I have set at 20%, so I'm going to gradually add yellow to the blue till I get the green that I want. I like that. And then I'm going to manually add that along the bottom. And maybe create some hilly grass areas like that. So you get the idea. So you have the option to start out with a color book template, or you can just draw with your freehand. Now let's say I wanted to add my own line drawing to what I've started. I'm going to change the arrangement of things a bit. You notice down below there's another option. Instead of having a color mixing bowl, you can actually choose this color wheel that's right underneath it in the bottom right. You select that and you have more options for the type of colors you can choose. Because you notice up top you only have brown, white, blue, yellow, and red. But I want black. So I'm going to move my finger around until I can find black in the color wheel space. And then that's going to be my color. And I'm going to make sure that I take my brush size down to a nice tiny pinpoint, because I want to draw a line drawn on top of this. So now that I have my settings, I'm now going to go ahead and just draw a train. And so you can see you can just manually go ahead and just draw your own train. So you see there's a lot of flexibility with the application. On the one hand, it appeals to preschool age kids who can use the color book templates to draw, or if you want to use your freehand, you can use your own imagination. And you know kids have a lot of imagination. And you can always save your drawings by just clicking save. And it's immediately saved to your library. You can then select the folder to then retrieve those images from your library. So I can go back and forth to see the different drawings that I've saved. When you're ready to resume, you hit the check mark, which will take you back to your drawing so you can continue working on it. I'll go back to the portfolio again. I also have the option to either email this painting so it can be shared, or I can just choose to delete it. So actually this one I want to delete, so I'm just go ahead and just trash can, say yes, and that one's gone, yes, yes. And it's as simple as that. The application also comes with a great handy helper. And that's what you get when you click on the question mark. So let's click on the question mark. And right away you see we have a little helper. And the helper is going to guide you through understanding everything that has to do with this application. So with the helper open, tap on anything and instructions will pop up informing you about what that particular feature does. So I'm just going to go through very quickly and randomly point to different objects so you can see how the explanations appear. So the helper is very handy. You can also have the option to play music in the background. So if I turn the music up here, you can see I now have nice soothing music to listen to. But you have the option to turn this on or off, which is good. And ColorMixer is also very affordable. It's actually 99 cents in the App Store for the iPad version. And for the desktop version, it's $4.99. And it's well worth it for $4.99 because you get a lot more features with the desktop option because you don't have to worry about the in-app purchases. And both applications work seamlessly, by the way, on both platforms. So if you're concerned about some inconsistencies, you won't get it with this application. It's very well designed. And it's by Ricardo R. Silva. I hope you enjoyed this episode. This is Tim Brown. Check me out next time.